Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you my September Plan With Me video. For this month I did a theme of pointillism with animals. Pointillism is basically just drawing with tiny little dots, so no lines or anything like that, but you basically just dot away. So you'll see here I've already got my cover page done in grey lead, as I find that's the easiest way to do this sort of style, where I draw it in grey lead first and then I can see where the pattern lies and where I can dot on from there. As you're not like drawing lines first and you kind of just, build it up as you go, I find that this is the best way to do it. So first I did just draw a box to outline the animal, and then I always start with the eye. I don't really know why. I think part of me does that is because it's maybe one of the hardest bits to do, so if I stuff it up right at the start, it's easy to start again. So I did that first, then went to the nose, and then I started dotting out the outline. You can also call this type of drawing stippling, or maybe it's stippling. I don't know, I think it's stippling. I could be wrong though, don't quote me on that. And yeah, basically it is just these tiny little dots, and how I like to go about it is start off small, because you can always add dots but you can't always take away, right? So start it off small, dot where you think it will go, and then you can always go back and add more. And especially what I find is with stippling, it's kind of like you never feel like it's completely finished. Like I could go back now and add so much more to this, like I could dot for hours and hours and hours. But I think what I ended up with still looks like a finished product. I really do enjoy this style of drawing. It just takes a very long time. This is definitely one of my favorite themes to do, and I have done it in the past, so check out my Instagram at Handmade by Jessley if you want to see me do other animals and different landscapes and stuff like that with this style of drawing. But yeah, it definitely does take a lot longer, so I don't always have the time to do it, but I am usually quite happy with the results and people usually like it as well. Even though it does take a long time, I find it quite therapeutic. You can have some music or a podcast on in the background, and then you kind of just dot away, and it is just kind of like this mindless activity that, is kind of therapeutic and quite relaxing as well. But then at the same time, I do get a bit impatient and get a bit over it by the end. So yeah, then at the bottom I just wrote September in my pen tool brush pen, and then I also did a bit of shading with my zebra mild liner in grey, and then I thickened the rectangle around the leopard. And here you can see a close-up a bit better with so many little tiny dots in there that build up this drawing. So that is my September cover page. Then we go on to my monthly spread. I did this one a little bit different than usual. Usually I just do it on like one side of the page, but I decided I wanted to spread it out a bit more and have room to draw another animal. So again, I started with the eyes and then the mouth. I usually start with the areas that have the most, detail, and that is like the harder areas to do. And then once they're nutted out, I can just work on filling out sort of like the blanks. Most of the clips in this video are sped up either 1,500 times up to 4,000 times speed. So this is kind of deceiving, and it makes it look a lot quicker than it is, but it took me hours. So for this monthly layout, I am stippling an ostrich. Maybe it's stippling. Yeah, I still think I say it wrong, but either way, I'm dotting away this ostrich. And then as I go, I like to erase the grey lead as well, because sometimes that can make it look more full than it is. So once I erase it, I can see that some areas still need some more shading and more dots. Then I began to rule out the days of the month. So I did 5 squares by 5 squares to make this monthly layout, and then I also went in with my Crayola super tip to create these box black shadows around it as well, which I think adds quite a nice dimension to it. Then I went in with my Zebra mild liner brush pen in grey just to create the headings of the days of the week, and then I also did September in block lettering. I also used the mild liner to draw little circles in each square as a little spot to put the day of the month as well. And then I just put a cross through the days that aren't in this month. I then went and erased the grey lead once again and coloured in some drop black shadows to the September just to add some more dimension again and make it flow with the rest of the month. And I'm really glad I did that because I think it makes it look a lot more finished and cohesive with the rest of the spread. So there's a close-up. You can see all the many dots and my September heading, and that's my monthly layout. Then we go on to my trackers. Now, I said this in my last video and I'll say it again, I don't actually use that many trackers. I know a lot of people use many different ones, but for me, if I do too many, I know I won't follow them and I won't keep up, and then they'll just get lost. So I only do a couple because I know I can keep up with that, and they're the ones that I actually use and get value out of. Because just for me, some of the other ones I wouldn't use so much. And yeah, with bullet journaling, you just have to find what works for you and stick with that. So I did my usual layout of my budget tracker, except for the heading I did some more pointillism, where I did this sort of shading effect where I didn't draw an outline of the letters, but instead shaded it in with dots as a way to create the letters. And then again, using my Zebra mild liner to create the headings, and then drawed many lines. And then I also needed a new follower tracker for my Instagram at Handmade by Jess Lee. So I did the same thing with the heading, using dots to create the shape rather than lines, and creating this shading effect that creates the shape rather than using lines. And there was a little gap at the bottom, so I added this little quote in, "Believe in yourself more," as I think that's a nice little reminder that everyone should do. So here, just 2 simple trackers that I will get a lot of use out of, but still following my theme with the stippling. Now onto my first weekly. I decided to stipple a whale. This one definitely took a long time to do, or maybe I had just lost patience by this point, but I really did enjoy it and I think it turned out quite nice. Again, starting with the eye and some of the finer details. I should let you know the pens that I mainly used for my stippling is the Unipin fine line pens in 0.05. You want something really fine for this, otherwise it just kind of looks more, clunky and thick, and you don't get those details that you can get from the finer dots. You've probably also seen me use the Artline pens as well, but the smallest one I have of that is 0.1, and even that one is a little bit thick. So I did use that for some of the darker patches in this one, but mainly using the Unipin, as you can see here. I just wanted to slow down the video for a second to show you a real-time clip of me dotting away and how the process works and how long it really does take. As you can see, they're all tiny dots and it takes a while to build it up. But when it does, you can see from afar here, it does create this really nice and, different way to draw an animal or whatever design you are drawing. Then for the days of the week, I just kept it nice and simple. Went in again with my mild liner to do the days of the week, and then just drew boxes to put the number in, and again doing my drop shadows with my Crayola super tip. Then, like I said before, I'm always going back and adding more and more dots because you just feel like you can always add more and you'll never be done. But then I decided that was enough and I was happy with the final product you can see here. So that is it. That is my September Plan With Me pointillism, stippling, black and white animals layout. Please let me know if you like this video by hitting that like button and commenting down below, and please subscribe as it really helps me out and I really appreciate it. I hope you like this theme as much as I enjoyed making it, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Handmade by Jess Lee, where I'll be posting more spreads from this month, and you can see all the other ones on there, including all the materials and inspiration that I use on there and many other past spreads. Once again, thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.